Cecilia, Bobby and Emily. That scares me. What is the cat's favourite cereal? Rice Krispies. That was a good one though.
Jane and Amanda, take one.
I think the great thing about Willowcroft is that it's such a friendly school, and everybody who comes in comments on the warmth and the atmosphere in the school. There are lots and lots of great things about Willowcroft.
There are, and I think the staff really care about the children. The children are really happy to be here.
And we are really happy to be here.
Yeah, it's just a really lovely place to work and for the children to learn in.
Another great thing about Willowcroft is our facilities. We're very lucky to we've got extensive grounds with a big field, a lovely forest school area. We have an enclosed area where the children can play ball games, a nice playground.
Very lucky for the younger children. We've got nice areas for the younger children with lots of a range of activities for them to play with outside.
And we recognise that environment is important. So when the children come to school, their classrooms should be nice, should be clean and tidy and well decorated and well
organised.
resourced. Yeah. And so should the outdoor area, because children need to spend a lot of time outside. It's important that they get out every day, and we want them to have things to do outside. So one of the other things we do is we've got games and toys for playtime as well.
And almost like the outside area is another classroom, isn't it?
Yeah. At the moment we've got something called Amethyst Learning, which reflects our school values. So on the wall behind us some posters of we call it the 4 R's. So we have resourcefulness, reflectiveness, reciprocity and resilience. And so the children work towards they can achieve Amethyst certificates for demonstrating these values. I would say our main value at Willowcroft is kindness, and that the staff treat the children with kindness, the children treat the staff with kindness, and that permeates through the whole school.
And we want the children to take responsibility for that. So if anything does happen, we'd sit down with the children and talk to them about it and talk about how the other child might have felt or the other adult might have felt, so that they then become very empathetic about their behaviour.
Our main aim is that children feel safe and happy, because we know that when children are happy, they learn, and they learn best. We do expect a lot of our children, both academically, so in their written work, in their speech and language, in their behaviour, in their maths, So we do expect a lot of them, but because they trust their teachers, they do that. And I think anybody visiting Willowcroft will see how proud the children are of their work.
Yeah, and visitors comment on that. They comment on how proud the children are of their work and how they want to show it off to the visitors and how friendly they are.
At Willowcroft, we're one big family, and it's that respect for each other and the kindness towards each other. And our staff, they can be a little bit quirky and a little bit mad, but then that's what people are. So everyone's very human here. And I think the children like that too. They respond really well, don't they?
Yeah, I think they do. And I think something that we pride ourselves on is that staff in the school know all the children. So if the children are walking up the corridor or walking into school, every member of staff who sees them will give them a smile and say hello, and they'll know their name and they know a bit about them. So I think that's something that we really try to do with the children, don't we? So that they feel at home and they feel safe. And
so that when they leave us, they are well equipped for what comes next. So that is academically, we want them to be able to be confident with maths and English and reading and so on, but we also want them to be confident about themselves.
And to be confident learners as well, to take risks and to be able to think something might be a bit tricky, but actually I know that if I try really hard, I can get there in the end, and sort of take risks with their learning as well as socially. Yeah.
Reception at Willowcroft School is a really warm and nurturing place to be. Staff are highly experienced, well qualified, and the children have a really fun time. When children first come to school, they're 4 years of age. It's a big step for them, and it's a big step for their parents as well. Some of the things we have to work on are the children's sort of social skills like sharing, turn-taking, emotional resilience, that type of thing. But once they're settled in, we start with phonics, which I love teaching. The children seem to be enjoying learning about the sounds, letters and sounds, beginning to write and read. and we do maths every day and writing and lots of learning through play. Willowcroft School, we're really inclusive of all children. We work with them and we kind of just give them what they need. We work from where they are. So if a child's coming in and they can't write their name, that's something we will work with. If a child's coming in and they can't share and take turns, that's what we need to focus on first. When children come to our school, they always feel very warm, nurtured, safe, looked after, and they have a lot of fun. I think every day is different, there's different activities. We're really creative in the way we teach, and we're very outdoorsy as well. And so I think every day is a fun day at Willowcroft School. So when they come into Foundation, we're all about developing their love of learning, just making sure they're enjoying coming to school and loving being with their friends and just getting those learning behaviours. At first, a 4-year-old child can't concentrate for very long, and that's normal, and that's what we're used to. And then we will train them up. We make sure they sort of can sit, listen, pay attention, not just to the teachers as well, to just listen to their friends and take turns in conversations as well as taking turns with toys. And so a typical day, the children come in, we do the register, talk about maybe their weekend, sometimes they bring me little letters and we have a look at those, and then we have a literacy input, so this might be a story where they're responding to and developing their comprehension skills. Our current topic is Marvellous Me, so they're drawing around bodies and then labelling the parts. So we're beginning to applying our phonics, so head. So the children are sounding out those letters to me and we're writing it, so they can see the spoken word, it can be written down. And then we have sort of learning through play, so wherever the children are going, they can be developing their fine motor skills at the Play-Doh table, really strengthening up those hands, which is essential before they're able to hold a pencil.
Willowcroft is a special place to be, simply because there's a real sense of family here. No matter where you're from, no matter who you are, we're all in it together, we're all here to learn, we're all here to learn from each other, we're all here on this journey together.
And that's echoed in how we teach maths at Willowcroft. We take a mastery approach, and it means that it's an all-inclusive approach. Every child gets to learn, every child gets to find out how to solve that problem and use all of the resources available, whatever they need, in order to make that learning journey, and we do it together as a class in every year.
So the values that we teach the children and want them to become really confident on are resilience, so being able to face a challenge head on. We want to teach them about resourcefulness, so understanding how they're learning and how best to make use of their learning. We're teaching them about reciprocity, so the act of giving back and what their learning can give back to others. And we're teaching them the value of reflectiveness, so thinking really carefully about what they're learning and how best to move it forward. The impact that it's had on our children is that they're really confident with using the language. So if you were to go into any lesson and ask the children, okay, tell me about how you took on a challenge today, or what behaviour for learning skills do you think you're using here, they're able to use the language of our Amethyst learning that we've been really pushing over the last 2 years.
And you can see that when you speak to the children at Willowcroft, their self-confidence builds up again and again with every single lesson, and they build up that resilience as well. So when they come across something difficult, they know how to tackle it, they know how to solve it, and they do it whilst learning, which is fantastic.
And every member of staff is tracking our children best on how they're using these behaviour for learning skills. And it's always nice to get an Amethyst gem and a certificate at the end of it, isn't
Absolutely, they love getting those. The atmosphere at Willowcroft is just amazing. It's really inclusive, and the school works very closely with every family to make sure that that child is settled and feels like they're part of a community.
There's a real sense of community that happens here. There's always something happening. Everybody knows everybody here. There's always something going on at Willowcroft.